Hi there, I'm Tom Spencer. This week on Central Texas Gardener, upcycle containers for creative succulent designs with Eric Pedley's spin at East Austin Succulents. On tour, discover the stories behind cacti and succulents at Bob Barth's legendary greenhouses and garden. Daphne shows off summertime portulaca, and Trisha Shirey crafts arrangements with succulent plants. So let's get growing right here, right now.
Support for Central Texas Gardener comes from GeoGrowers, offering custom soil blends for lawns, gardens, xeriscaping, and organic landscaping supplies. More information at geogrowers.net.
As a founding member of the Austin Cactus and Succulent Society, Bob Barth has impacted our perceptions and our gardens. Find out what started his fascination and why it's important.
Bob Barth is an explorer. He ventures beyond the borders with plants that unite our global community to discover their purpose and appreciate their beauty. On his hillside property, shared with partner Noreen, he grows cold-hardy cacti and succulents in the ground. Others reside in greenhouses, where he grows and propagates plants chosen from universal wholesale nurseries. His passion is also to educate and preserve plants that are losing habitat, an interest that germinated when he was a biology professor at the University of Texas.
Back in the early 70s, they were doing a series of informal classes at UT. And one of them was on cacti and succulents. And I had, I think just before that, picked up a few cacti at local nurseries and thought their shapes and textures were really interesting.
Meeting like-minded gardeners, they formed the Austin Cactus and Succulent Society to educate themselves and others. Through meetings, online, and semi-annual sales, they foster an enthusiasm that continues to grow.
Maybe in part because our climate seems to be drying out, that cacti and succulents have become much more popular. There's a lot more varieties available now which are actually reasonably cold hardy and can be grown outside. When I first started this little desert garden along my driveway, you could get sotals, you could get agave lophantha, and maybe a few other things. But since that time, so many more possibilities are now available.
As a biologist, Bob wanted to know more. In a wire-caged greenhouse, he studies plants like aloes.
Aloes are native to southern and East Africa and also the Arabian Peninsula and the island of Madagascar. What we're looking at here mainly are hybrids.
California growers have hybridized varieties with intriguing colors and textures. Aloes want good sunlight and dry soil. In South Africa, they are garden plants, but most need protection from harsh winter cold in Texas.
In Southern California and around here, if you have aloes blooming, they will be visited by hummingbirds.
Related to aloe is Haworthia, another cold tender plant to be protected in winter.
They're all from South Africa, actually. Some of these are hybrids, a lot of them are native species in South Africa. They color up nicely with a certain amount of sun, and the nice thing about this particular facility is that it gets sun in the morning and is shaded by and large in the afternoon. In habitat, they tend to grow under semi-desert shrubs and things like that.
Cold tender plants move to a temperature-controlled greenhouse in winter, where Bob grows plants year-round. From tall to tiny, he grows multiple genera and species of succulents and cacti. He represents New World plants like cacti and agaves. From the Old World, Haworthias, aloes, and succulent euphorbias. Another greenhouse sits atop the carport, an idea from one of his grad students to get the sunniest spot for cacti and others. His fascination with these distinctive plants?
It has to do with their unusual shapes, unusual colors, textures, and so forth.
Some of them are astrophytums.
It's a small genus of cacti. There are only about half a dozen actual species, but they are very good subjects for hybridization. And the thing that's so interesting about the astrophytums is some of them are totally spineless, others have a few spines, but they have interesting patterns of white markings on the surface of the plant. And if you make hybrids, you can get all kinds of really interesting patterns.
The mellow cactus are just as distinctive. In habitat, their flowers are pollinated by hummingbirds.
It's a genus of cacti that is found in semi-arid areas in the tropics. A lot of species in Brazil of the mellow cactus. And basically, it's a type of cactus that lives for a while as a vegetative, typical-looking cactus. But when it decides that it's mature, it stops the normal vegetative growth and puts on this bristly structure on the top of it called a cephalium. And out of that bristly structure will come the little pink flowers and then the little pink fruits that develop afterwards.
Plants growing in full sun protect themselves from sunburn with reflective coloration or woolly texture. Others that would grow under shrubs in habitat expose more of the skin for photosynthesis. Coloration on some echeverias protects them from ultraviolet light.
It's a white powdery substance that the plant produces as it develops its leaves. The powder is only generated as the leaf is developing, and once the leaf is fully developed, it won't produce any more powder.
Bob grows his echeverias in the wire cage greenhouse. A home gardener can just provide morning sun.
Because they do need the sun to keep them from etiolating, from getting leggy, and also to keep the color on the leaves. Most of the echeverias come from the highlands in Mexico, which makes them a little tough to grow here in Texas because it's so hot in the summertime.
Succulents, by their very name, have developed strategies to store water when it's scarce. Cacti and most of the succulent euphorbias store it in their stems. Echeverias store water in their leaves, while adeniums and pachypodiums store water in a ball-shaped structure called the caudex. Some strategize to raise the next generation.
The lithops are a genus of plants that is found mainly in South Africa and Namibia, and they have a very interesting growth cycle. They consist of two leaves fused together with a crack between the two. And in the fall of the year for us, when we grow them in cultivation, the flower bud comes out of that crack between the two leaves. A new plant starts developing inside the old one, splits the old one open, and gradually sucks all the moisture out of the old plant.
Spines multitask.
The spination can have a variety of different functions. Of course, it can protect the plant from herbivores because they're not so pleasant for an animal to try to eat if they're spiny. And the spines also can shade the plant, and they can also serve to collect moisture, which then can drip down around the base of the plant, and then the roots get access to the moisture.
In his greenhouses, Bob can protect from too much water, like flooding rains. But succulents do need moisture. In spring and fall, he waters every couple of weeks. In summer, often once a week. In winter, it's monthly or every 6 weeks, depending on sunlight. Along with promoting garden water conservation, Bob's global connection to plants and the wildlife that depend on them is significant.
I think it helps us to realize how important it is to preserve habitats and preserve species as much as we can. Madagascar is a case in point because a very high percentage of the plants and the animals that occur in Madagascar are found nowhere else in the world. It's important to try to save at least some of the habitat. There are lots of conservation organizations these days that are working in that direction, and I think we're making some progress.
Thanks so much for sharing your garden with us. Now we're going to be taking a look at some of the coolest containers you have ever seen. I'm joined by Eric Pedley from East Austin Succulents. Welcome to Central Texas Gardener. Welcome back, I should say.
Thank you for having me again.
I'm delighted to have you here because we are surrounded by probably the most unique collection and most beautiful collection of containers I've seen in a long, long time. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we're going to be talking about creating really varied succulent gardens using some kind of unusual settings, if you will.
Whatever you can find, you can fill it. Yeah.
Well, you have found some very cool things, and I just want to start people off with just a visual sample. Some very vintage-looking toys here, serving a double duty in a sense.
Yeah, it might be kind of sinful to plant up something this old, but he already had drainage holes, and he can drive around to more light or less light, and he's carrying around some big apples and cabbage, so it's a fun little thing to plant up.
Well, I would say absolutely, and the nice thing about planting succulents and these kinds of things is that it doesn't need to be constantly watered. So you're not, even something that is delightful as this, you're not really destroying it in a sense.
Exactly, yeah. We'll try not to water his body, just water the pickup truck once a week or so. Yeah. And it should do wonderful. It's a shallow container, so it's going to evaporate moisture real well, and it's got lots of drainage in it, so it's perfect.
Yeah, well, it is perfect looking right here on our set, and it's got a cousin up there. What's he delivering?
He's delivering some watermelons and, I don't know, other fruit and whatnot. He's not quite as old as his red friend there.
Well, old or young, they're both very charming, and, you brought along a little coin drawer, and we're going to show people, and you use all sorts of things that you find in antique shops, and I guess that on curbside sometimes.
Exactly. I found this in an antique shop for real cheap, and it already had one drainage hole. I could drill another hole, but that's probably sufficient with how shallow it is, so it makes a neat planter, and we have one planted up over there that I'm sure you guys can show a picture of, but that's fun.
And you use a special, if you're going to drill into metal or something that's like a glazed ceramic or glass, you need a special drill bit, right?
Yeah, a diamond drill bit can pretty much drill through anything. If you're going through a big hunk of metal, you want to use a metal bit, but this is great for glass. Even wood you can drill through. We use it for everything. And they are expensive, about $15, but this can make a lot of items that you have laying around great planters. It's a great tool to have.
All right. Well, speaking of great planters and tools, we have this wonderful old toolbox.
Yes.
And beautifully displaying the plants and also some cool rocks and things.
Yes, and one of the problems with wood is it cracks over time. When you water it. So you need to have inserts. And I found this planter that has 4 sections, and they each have a plastic insert, so it's perfect. We have a little bit of slag glass in there and just some different rocks to accent it. And if you find a large piece of slag glass, you can just throw it in a towel and hammer it to smaller pieces that are more usable. And the same goes for petrified wood. If you have a real large piece, you can always just use a hammer and break it down.
I want you to show the other side of that, because the color is really something else.
This is 4-million-year-old Indonesian petrified wood, and it's...
and it's available commercially.
Exactly. It should be priceless, you would think. But
I would think so,
old,
right? Yeah.
It is available.
Well, and makes a perfect accent for, or kind of counterpoint to a lot of the plantings that you have here.
It can really make an arrangement. One cool rock or piece of moss or wood can really make an arrangement.
Or a beer can.
Sure, yeah.
And speaking of which, right here next to me, this is a very Austin piece, I would think.
Yes, Casey has gotten really obsessed with making these with his Dremel and with the router, little woodworking, and he bolts them in, and it's a neat Austin thing to do, I guess.
So how often would you water these guys?
Well, that's a really small opening there. I would water those twice a week. Unless you're in a shady area, then you can water less.
Well, we have all sorts of things here, from old coffee cans to vintage-looking horses and glazed ceramics. But there are lots of different themes, I think, you've got here.
Sure. You can go really lush and fill out a pot, and it's a good propagator that you can make cuttings off. And or you can go really stark and kind of desolate and desert-like, you know, and modern with a lot of open space or just one rock and one plant. You can keep it kind of mystical.
Zen.
Yes, zen.
Zen in a coffee can. Well, I think that would work. That aesthetic is something that I really like, but I also like the funky retro look that a lot of your pieces seem to have.
Yeah, that's a shabby chic with the shiny rocks and the weird round arrangement there, and it's got roadkill in it with some reindeer moss to kind of brighten it up.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, that Opuntia and that beautiful retro-looking vase is really cool. We have a variety of toolkits that you've brought, and the one that is just kind of blowing me away, and I wanted you to describe this for our viewers, because, I mean, it's planted all the way up into the lid here.
Sure. I always look for a lid that will hold itself open and not fall back all the way. And they usually have an insert in there that you can drill as well that makes a great planter. So you can fit a lot of neat things and get creative with some woods and mosses and rocks as well. And
a lot of these plants will do in the shade, won't they?
Yes, they will. And you know, it's not ideal that the Manfreda is in there because a Manfreda will color up a lot more red in some sun.
Right.
But it'll still live well. You just won't get the nice color. But yeah, we do have a lot of shade plants in this arrangement.
Well, this one shows off both lush and stark all in one container, really.
Yeah.
And it uses the stones, and it's an art form unto itself.
Yeah,
really.
that's Morgan's style. She loves to use a lot of woods and mosses.
And you know, people see these things and they think, "Gosh, that looks so complicated. It must be really difficult to take care of."
You're just drilling them, throwing dirt in, throw the plants in, and then throw some top dress, and you can get as creative and get complex if you want to. But it's a good thing to do, to replant your plants and get creative, have something to do, you know.
Yeah. Well, you say throw some dirt in, but I know you don't throw just any dirt in there. And then actually, you know, adding the correct soil is really probably one of the key things here, right?
Yes, yeah. We make a mix that's really fast draining, but it's really nutritious as well. You know, we use a lot of cypress mulch and granite and perlite to make things drain really quickly. One of the main problems that people have when they say, "Oh, I kill succulents," is that they buy this nursery pot that's just a block of peat. Yeah. And when you're watering it, it's never saturating the roots. It's just going down the sides. When you repot into a good mix, you can saturate the roots and really get down there for the plant to grow well. So repotting is the #1 thing when you buy a plant from a nursery. And making arrangements is a good way to, you know, do a fun thing and also help the plants out.
Yeah, and when you repot them, do you break up the root
ball
a little bit to break that peat?
If it's root bound or if it's a block of peat, then break it up. If it's a fragile plant that really doesn't have very many roots, don't mess with the roots. You don't need to. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Well, again, the variety is just astonishing, from really small to very big. Yeah. And now you have that kind of barrel-like thing over there.
Yeah.
That's with an old gas?
I love that thing. Yeah. It's just a big old oil barrel or something like that. And we've thrown a big block of styrofoam in there. You don't have to waste that much dirt and make it a big heavy thing. Right. You can put a pot upside down, throw a log in there, big block of styrofoam to make, you know, make it lighter, and it will stay less wet for long periods if it's not all rich soil getting mucky in there. So.
And you don't have to spend a fortune to do all this, folks. I mean, from cracker boxes to something that you have in your garage right now, old cans that you've got tools in. If you want that cool retro look, you can do it.
You can.
All right. So, Eric, thank you so much for being here. You're East Austin Austin Succulents is on Tillery Street.
Yes.
You're located with the Tillery Street Plant Company.
Yeah, 801 Tillery.
And
Street.
I hope people
Yes.
will check you out down there. It's
All
a
right.
great location. And we also have the Austin Succulent Society show and sale coming up. So I know people can check that out if they're looking for plants, but they can also find them at your place. So
You got it.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, and coming up next is our friend Daphne.
Hi, I'm Daphne Richards. Our question this week was inspired by some spirited discussion on our Facebook page. We know it's too hot and dry to plant right now, but what if we must, or if we're starting a fall vegetable garden? How do we best protect our new plantings? Although some plants like lantana, okra, bird of paradise, and other truly heat-loving tough guys will not bat an eye if you plant them in midsummer in Texas, most plants will struggle. The sun here is just too brutal. But sometimes it's necessary to plant in summer, and the good news is that you can help your plants transition. It'll take a little bit of effort, but will be well worth it. All you need to do is build a simple, even crude, shade structure for them to keep out some of our burning sunlight. A very easy way to do this is with PVC pipe and shade cloth, both of which are easy to find at home improvement stores and most nurseries. PVC pipe is relatively easy to cut with a small handsaw, and you can build an A-frame and just drape a large piece of shade cloth over the top. To build a larger shade frame, you can use thin wooden stakes which can be hammered into the ground relatively easily, and use a staple gun to staple the shade cloth onto them. Shade cloth comes in different weights, keeping various amounts of light out. About 30% sun blockage should do the trick. Make sure that there's plenty of air circulation under the shade structure around your plants. If you're protecting a vegetable garden, you may choose to leave the shade cloth on until daytime temperatures fall back into the 80s. Although vegetables can handle more light and you can remove it earlier once they're established, the plants will be less stressed in a bit of shade. Although too much shade will inhibit their ability to fruit, so don't overdo it. If you're simply protecting a landscape plant, such as a perennial with delicate leaves, a few weeks under the shade should do it. Any rudimentary shade structure will do the trick, so don't think you need to get too fancy. But make sure the wind's not going to pick it up and blow it away. We have a couple of great succulents to highlight this week, Portulaca and Neptunia, both of which are commonly called ice plants. Although we all do it, I don't have to tell you that using the common name for plants can often lead to confusion, and with the common name ice plant, this seems to be especially true, as most any succulent plant that spreads along the ground, thrives in heat, grows in rocky soil, and has strikingly beautiful leaves and flowers is called ice plants. Most ice plants will do very well here in central Texas, especially in the summer. But some species don't tolerate our cold winters, so be sure to do your research before you plant. Neptunia is also known as hearts and flowers, so you can find it pretty easily, and both it and Portulaca are very easily grown. Portulaca from seed and Neptunia from cuttings. You can take it from your neighbors and put it right into the ground and it will cover in no time. We have another amazing viewer photo this week from our friend Jason, who seems to have the magic touch with these raspberries. To do in your garden this week, check for spider mites. We'd love to hear from you, so please visit us at klru.org/ctg with your questions and plants of the week from your garden.
Thanks, Daphne. Now let's check in with Trisha Shirey.
Succulent arrangements are really all the rage now for events, for bridal parties. They even show up in bouquets and boutonnieres for weddings. So succulent arrangements can be kind of expensive. They're very slow growing. So if you're going to use them for a party, you'd have to plan well ahead of time. But I've got some ideas to make succulents easy to use in flower arrangements. And the nice thing is you can pot these up and grow them even after you use them. Now the easiest thing to do, I found, is just to take the decorator beads that you soak in water, make some cuttings of succulents and just stick them into the beads. And this will last for several weeks. You can mist it and you just basically stick that stem in. The beads hold up the succulents and support them, keep them moist, and then you can take these out, pot them up. This is just a decorative pie pan, but you could use any container that you like. I like to take succulents and you can use them for name cards or for menu cards. If you're having a buffet, you can put the names of the foods on the card. This doesn't need water, it doesn't need soil, so if it gets knocked over during your party, it's not a problem. And then you can also just take cuttings of succulents and put them in floral foam for arrangements. Now this container has the green floral foam that I've soaked, and then I've just stuck the the succulents into it. And sometimes you'll need to have a little bit of extra stem for the succulents. Like this one has a very thick stem, so I've used a floral pick to stick in, and then that sticks into the foam quite easily. Something like this that doesn't have much of a stem, you can do the same thing. Just put a stick in there, and that works quite well. You can also take wire, and I've just inserted wire into the stem in a couple of places, and then I wrap that wire with floral tape, and this tape sticks onto itself. It's not sticky, but it does stick to itself, and it actually can be put in water. So you can extend the stem as long as you want and have that even go down into water. If you want to take it up a notch, you can also paint succulents. Now, Design Master Paint is a paint that can be used on flowers and plants, and it doesn't harm them. So you can make something a little more sparkly. You can bring in your wedding colors. I've even done a two-tone effect with silver and pink, and then also with copper and pink for these arrangements. So that really takes it up a notch. If you really want to get a little fancy, you can spray the succulents after you put the spray paint with a little bit of spray glue for glitter and sprinkle glitter on them for even a more decorative succulent. So I hope you'll try some different ideas for succulents and enjoy these. For Backyard Basics, I'm Trisha Shirey. Thanks for watching.
Find out more at klru.org/CTG and join us on Facebook. Until next time, I'll see you in the garden.
To learn about today's program, watch online and follow CTG's blog. Check out klru.org/CTG.
Support for Central Texas Gardener comes from GeoGrowers, offering custom soil blends for lawns, gardens, xeriscaping, and organic landscaping supplies. More information at geogrowers.net.